Okay guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in to Johnny's Motorized Bicycles. So what do we got going on today? Well, we got something pretty awesome today. Today is going to be the maiden voyage, kind of the new build, Jokester. Don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and most important guys, please leave me a comment down in the comments. Also, you can go over and check the links out in the description right below this video. It'll take you to like the Facebook page and all the other stuff. My email's down there, address and what have you. Now that that's out of the way, I just want to bring you in and give you a little walk around on the new build. So this is not technically the maiden voyage. The maiden voyage was kind of yesterday. I just took it out really local just to see if it was doing good and whatnot. We already had the fender brake, pretty common, the metal fender. I put only the front fender on because I needed something to block the water when I ride to work, because this is going to be my new daily. Very common where it cracked. I already drilled it and zip tied it. I have new plastic fenders on the way. They should be here Monday, and then I could put the front and the rear on because I prefer to have fenders all the way around. So I'm going to give you a quick walk around on the bike, and then we're going to strap up the GoPro on me and we're going to bring you on the ride. We're going to pick up stuff at the mailbox and we'll see how she does. Okay, this is her. What do you guys think? So this is not a sticker. This is actually inlaid in paint. JMB, Johnny's Motorized Bicycles. If you look down here, YouTube channel. Over here, Johnny's Motorized Bicycles. Already got a chip from the paint. Already beat this thing up, knocking it around my room. But this is what we got going on, so you can see. We got 160 millimeter front rotors. We got 203 millimeter rear rotors. The sprocket is a 38 tooth sprocket. We have hydraulic front and rear hydraulic calipers with a line pull. So very easy setup, basically like a stock normal brakes except with hydraulic. I think it's mineral oil in the actual caliper, so that's super nice. I am noticing that the rear brakes are working great. I didn't put the aftermarket brake pads that I got. I left the stock brake pads in just for the test rides and stuff until these wear out. But I got these called Turd. Never heard of them before, but I got them and they're supposed to be for heavy set people, electric bikes, higher speed things like that. They last longer basically. So that's what we got, and that's what I'm gonna put on here. But after these, you know, wear in, wear out, whatever. So the handlebars, as you know, these handlebars are the stock. This part is the stock handlebars, but they're upside down. So what I did is I flipped them upside down. I took handlebars from another bike and I welded them onto the end so that it's a nice wide grip, super wide. Look how wide this thing is, super comfortable to sit on and ride. Put my cup holder, Lemikill. I got my one derailleur for my 3-speed in the rear. I am probably gonna change up the front forks. This is the exhaust I got. I got MZ clone. I didn't want anything super loud, anything crazy power. I don't need any of it. I just wanted something that's gonna make a little more power and be cool. I'm not 100% happy with this, but this is what I got right now. This is funny. The reason this is painted, this part of the pipe, is because this is actually the rest of the handlebars, or half of the handlebars that I cut off, and I had the whole handlebars painted. The reason is I didn't realize there was inch and 7/8, like it was 1 inch or 7/8 of an inch, and these were 1 inch all the way around, and all the components I have, the throttle and stuff, doesn't fit on 1 inch handlebars, so I had to improvise, and I think what I improvised with came out way better than I even expected. I put a silencer on. I put the smaller one I had, and I used an old seat post clamp to actually clamp it down here like a muffler clamp. This thing is not going anywhere. Now I do have it zip tied. Not 100% happy with that, but that's what it is for now. This is what we got going on for the fuel. The fuel goes here, comes down on the petcock, runs here. There is a on and off switch in here, shut off. Not 100% happy with that, but I might stay with that. The front forks I'm also not happy with. I might get new ones. Those were just kind of cheapy forks that I had from another bike. Now this is a 29-inch wheels. It's massive, this bike, when it's sitting next to a tweaker. Absolutely loving it. Running all the stock components and the sealed bearings. It is smooth as glass, and being that it's aluminum, it is such a stiffer frame, so the ride is even smoother because the suspension absorbs more of the bumps. Let me get you strapped on and take you for the spin. I hope you like the way it looks. I hope you like the way it sounds. Hope you like the way it rides. I am absolutely loving it. So let's get moving. I can't wait. Okay guys, so now I don't have any signs on this one yet. I don't even have the reflective stuff on the back yet. I do have my lights like normal. I have a regular reflector, you know, front and rear, but I don't have the extra reflective tape that I like to put on the bike. That's all the little fine details that I got to do. This is the rear setup. I explained it a little bit, but this thing is working great. Now, this is the first time I had the bag in here, and because the bag weighs so much, I'm noticing the seat is flexing. I'm going to go through it and put some extra bracing in the actual plastic to give it, stiffen it up and make it a little bit sturdier. I think it's a necessity. Okay, I guess that's everything. Let's get moving on it. I will have the GPS up because we're going to the mailbox, and from here I'm not 100% sure on which way to go, but I have not top speeded this thing yet, although I am curious on what it will run. But since it's a new motor and it needs to be broken in, I am not going to rev it out. But to be honest with you, because of the 38.2 sprocket and the 29-inch wheels, I don't know for sure yet, but I really feel like this thing is cruising at like 25 miles an hour at a very low RPM. But with the GPS up, I'll actually be able to know that for sure, because this thing really just hums right along and the motor is barely even trying. Now, as you know, this is the 52mm bore, the 110cc CDH110 or whatever they call it, all custom port work, of course. Really mild stuff, kind of like the YD. I didn't want high revving, I just wanted reliable and good pulling power. This thing is a monster on going up hills. It's also got great compression. From me decking it, I raised the compression up and tightened all that up. This thing is just phenomenal though, all in all. I'm really loving it. It just pulls me right along like nothing. It's really impressive. Like right here is cruising speed. What are we at? 28 miles an hour. This is where I have just been chilling when I'm riding. It's pretty low RPM and I'm only like quarter throttle in it, and this thing just hums at 28 miles an hour like it's nothing. The most impressive thing to me is how I got my mask down, so I don't know how muffled the voice is going to be, guys, but the most impressive thing to me is 38.2 sprocket. That definitely puts more load on the engine. 29-inch wheels, more load on the engine. Me, I'm heavy, so it's already a decent amount of load on the engine. And from a low speed, this thing has no problem just pulling me up to speed up a hill. I'm very impressed with this motor. It's super nice and smooth, man. No vibrations, just nice and smooth. Very happy with it as a whole. I'm loving the stance I got for the actual build. I made this bike custom for me as much as I could with what I had to work with, which now is a pretty good amount because I started working again and I got some monies to be made and I got money saved and all that. So I went back to my old job. It's a pretty decent job and I make good money doing it. I'm pretty good at doing it, so I make decent money doing it. So I was able to spend some money where I wanted and, you know, buy a welder and all that stuff. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to lie here, guys. This thing, I built it for me. And it shows. It really does. Like how wide the handlebars are, how far back they come, so I'm not leaning over at all. The other day, I got on this when I was playing with it a little bit when I first brought it outside. Oh, what's this here? So I brought it outside when I was first playing with it, and I didn't want to drive it, or ride it, so I took, I was riding it around just to test it out and play with it a little bit, and then I took tweaker to work, because I didn't want to take this to work yet, because, you know, it's not reliable in my eyes yet because I haven't rode it, and I didn't want the first test ride to be to work because God forbid something happens and I'm stuck. So I was riding this around and then I took tweaker immediately out And oh my goodness, Tweaker's a big bike, you know, for a 26-inch wheeled bike. And I couldn't believe how much I felt like I was hunched over on it. Like it was just a night and day difference compared to this, since I built this for me, and that bike was just a basic bike that I modified to work for me. Big, big difference. Look at that. I'm not going full throttle because it's not broken in yet. So I'm not opening it up. Plus, I kind of have a feeling that it might need a 72 jet. I'm assuming it has a 70 jet like all the rest of the Chungalls, but I would love to know for sure. But either way, I kind of feel like this could use a 72. Like, I think it needs a little bit more fuel top end. I have revved it, or not revved it, I full throttled it, but that was only during a couple takeoffs and stuff like that. I never actually revved it out. Since it's going to be my daily, since it's an iron sleeve, I really want to make sure we break her in right and take her easy, so to speak. But to be honest with you, to be able to just cruise at such a low RPM at 27, 28 miles an hour, that's really nice, I'm not going to lie. To do this speed on Tweaker, the engine would be definitely singing a lot more than this. Like this, I'm going downhill a little bit, but on a flat, I'm quarter throttle to stay at this speed. Now, something I did notice, the first motor I had on here was my 100cc iron sleeve, the motor that was on Tweaker its whole life. I think the case is cracked because I was having major issues with it running very odd. And the bolt was stripped and all this, so there was definitely something funny going on. There was definitely something funny going on there, but that's why I took that motor off and I bought this motor and put this motor on there, because there was definitely something funny going on with that. Plus, honestly, since I built this bike for me and I bought all this new stuff, I really wanted to have a new motor, if I'm being honest. Now, I did have a new cylinder on the other motor, but it's still not the same, you know? So I just wanted to do something special for this bike. 31 miles an hour going uphill, quarter throttle. Unbelievable. This thing is so lovely. First time leaning on the tie on the wheels. I haven't leaned on the wheels yet, like around turns. I gotta get a feel for it, trust it, you know? I mean, they're almost the same wheels as Tweaker, but they're slightly different, a little bit more rigid, but there is more meat in some of the spots. In the spots I think it needed it. So honestly, I think they're a little bit more rigid. But either way, I still gotta learn to trust them, you know what I mean? Something I gotta be careful, I use the rear brake a lot. It's a habit from, you know, riding my other bike. I always use the rear brake because it doesn't do as much. On this bike, it does a lot more. So I need to be mindful of that. So I don't wear that brake out right away. One thing I gotta say, LA Hover was 100% right. This thing does not mind just chugging along slightly off of idle. Like, it doesn't hop around, it just bup, 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 bup. That extra displacement really makes a difference. I don't think we'll fit through here. These handlebars are pretty wide. finally went numb. Only one finger though, so that's not bad. Oh, I was supposed to go that way. Son of a gun. I was definitely supposed to go that way through the, I forgot. I was definitely supposed to go that way. That's alright, we'll ride the sidewalk back. We gotta ride the sidewalk anyway to go over the bridge. Now we could take the trail, and that's probably what it wants me to do, but I'm not going to do that. I don't like taking the trail, especially not on this brand new bike. I am tempted to stay and stop at Quick Check though. Look at this. I'm going so slow. Barely cracking throttle to get over this very steep hill. LA Hover wasn't kidding, man. Drew got it. This thing is no joke. It just loves to just chug along, and it does not care. Boy, the water looks beautiful down there right now. Yeah, it wants me to take and turn left here onto the trail, but I don't want to. Something I noticed yesterday too, guys, is I was going with an insane headwind, and it just pulled me no problem through the headwind. Like the whole ride to where I was going to the vape store, heavy duty headwind. Right now I got a heavy headwind. I can feel it, and it's just doesn't mind. Just pulls me right along. Can't get mad at it for that. Okay, straight away here, let's open her up just a little bit. I don't want to blow it up, you know. One, I got a really crazy headwind, so that's super impressive right there all on its own, that it's able to pull me that speed against the headwind. And two, you know, new build, I don't trust it yet, but that was really, really great, to be honest with you. I'm really happy with that. Wait till the thing gets broken in. up here at Quick Check and check our pants. I'm not gonna lie, it was getting kind of windy coming around that, right behind that bus there, and these wheels are like sails for catching wind, just pushing you all around. I'm gonna check everything, make sure it's not, everything seems tight, good. Yeah, she feels tight, she feels solid. Okay, let's go get something to drink. What do you guys like, tea or coffee? I like them both.
Insert cash.
Guys, we got ourselves some hot tea. It'll definitely be cold by the time we get there, but we don't got that much farther. And we got ourselves a cold snapple tea in the backpack, because I figured, why not? Big fan of riding on this road, but I rode on it quite a bit. On the way home, I'm definitely taking the back road. It's a little bit longer ride, but it's a little bit less dangerous for sure. Plus, it's a little more open and chill, so I can enjoy the bike a little bit more. I feel like I am flying right now. I'm doing 30 miles an hour, swerving into traffic, but I'm doing 30 miles an hour and I'm just barely hitting the throttle, man. I didn't mean to hit that one. That's all right, good test for the bike, right? Right. But yeah, I'm doing 30 miles an hour. Come on, I'm not trying to spill the tea all over me now. Now stop it. But I'm doing 30 miles an hour. And I'm barely hitting this throttle. It is just coasting right along. This thing is really beautiful. I'm really, did I add enough reallys? I'm really enjoying this bike, not gonna lie. Okay, the camera died, but we put a new battery in her, or not a new battery, new to the camera battery, into the phone. I'm sorry, into the GoPro. Today, Junior! I put a new battery in the GoPro that's fully charged. We are going to be heading home the back roads, not this way because we're not coming from Somerville. We're going right to Manville, my house. So let us put that in the GP because I never remember the complete way to go on the back roads, even though I've done it like 5 times now. I still forget because I'm an idiot, but that's okay. cracking the throttle. Guys, I'm gonna have to say it at least 300 more times, but I'm just impressed with this motor. I know it got a bad rap, but I can see why, 100%. The casting was horrible as far as the iron sleeve and the way it's poured in there and then honed out and all that. Like, it's just an absolute horrible casting for the iron sleeve part, and really in general, even the aluminum, with what L.A. Hubbard said, where he put the J.B. Weld in to point towards the exhaust, towards the intake and all that. And I could see doing that and stuff to a degree, but I didn't feel the need. I just left the casting lip from the iron on the exhaust side, so it would just turbulently toss it towards the intake, which more turbulence just causes more atomization, you know. So in theory, it should atomize the fuel and air better and make a better fuel charge. I have no proof. It's all assumptions, but that's what I'm going to go with. Either way, it's running great, and if you know a little bit, like as far as these motors go, and you can get around with, you know, a grinding stone on a rotary tool or something, Dremel, like 100%, this motor is awesome. I could definitely see how this motor would be great for a case reed, just because of the way the case is built. So, all in all, I'm very happy, very impressed. This is a really nice cruising speed. Honestly, it feels a little fast for what I'm used to. This is usually a cruising speed for when I'm in a rush, but the bike just likes to sit here, to be honest. Somewhere between 28 and 30, it really, really likes. about that. That's okay, I can still do it. Maybe this bike is the bike I'll put my battery on, the charging system, and all that nonsense, and hook up a dashboard so I can see speedometer, odometer, all that stuff, tachometer, all on an actual dashboard. That'd be pretty cool. I'd really like that. Because I would love to see what kind of RPMs this thing spins, because it definitely doesn't spin that fast, I'll be honest. I know it doesn't. Because it's pretty low revving. I think that has a lot to do with the port timings I gave it. I was really mild on the, like extremely mild on the transfers. I think I was what I end up at, 112 or something, 115, I don't even remember. I don't even think it was 120. It was really mild, like 130 would have been a streamer, but I don't need that for my daily. This is more than adequate for my everyday bike, because I ride it so much. If I give myself too much, I already know me. I'm gonna do something stupid. Like here, this is basically it's a new build, and I'm out here ripping it on the test ride with my basket, all that weight in my basket, like an idiot, because, you know, I'm having fun. And because I'm an idiot, and I like to do stupid things, and I love to go fast. I have a feeling. Ooh, starting low speed up a hill. She is smooth as glass riding. Absolutely love it. All right, guys, that's it. That's it. We're home. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the ride. She is smooth as glass. No vibrations, runs incredibly. Super stoked with the whole build. Came out great. Still got a lot of braking in to do. As far as fuel, we used about 1/8 of a tank to do all that riding, which is kind of a good amount in my book, but that's okay. I'm gonna run to the store and get some more fuel right now when I hang up this camera. So as always, guys, make sure you leave a comment, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and like I said, leave a comment. I don't know why you guys can't leave me a comment, but please do so. Also, down below the video in the description, there's a link to everything I'm associated with. Go down there, check out what link you might need, head over to the Facebook group and say, "What's up, Johnny?" And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.